Hello gamers, it's Soft Kitty 99 and today we're back at Santa's house, or at least his getaway in the sun, because we're right on the corner plot where we've got access to the canal and the seafront. And in the last episode we did the garden and painted the outside of the house, and now today we're going to start decorating the interior. So this I think is going to be the big office, so I think we need to start with flooring, don't we? Think about what our colour schemes are going to be, and we'll start putting the things in, and then I'll do probably a lot of the putting up of the wallpaper and painting the walls off camera to mean that we've not got multiple episodes of the decorating area, but I do want you to see the thinking about the colours and stuff. Obviously our basic colour palette is going to be red and green, so I think this is a potentially closest towards red, sort of wood boarding maybe. It's a little bit paler than I thought it was going to be from the picture, to be honest. That's the Hudson brown, and what I have, the Hudson dark, is that it's not reddish, it's just a little bit darker, but that might be better for like a hallway area. Let's try that. Yeah, I like that. I like the V-shaped formation in the wood. So yeah, we'll do the two different colours of the darker V formations in the wood. And then I think we want carpet for the actual bedrooms. And again we're looking at the red and green colour scheme, so the Entum dark red I think for Santa and Mrs Claus's space there. Right, so it's a nice base colour that. It's a simple carpet, but it's a nice colour. I would love some more choices in the carpet tab, to be honest. I still love a good carpet. Right, so the bathroom, I like the tiles we've currently got, but they don't fit our colour scheme. How about the Rembrandt dark red marble? Let's try that. I like that. I do like that. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I need to remember that I like that. Let's use that somewhere else as well. Okay. Right, so I think the fitted carpet green is my favourite of the greens for our colour scheme here, because it's got a little bit of nice bright colour to it. Can't see the texture as much, can you? When it's in your hand you can see the texture much more than when it's on the floor. Kinda looks like we're walking on grass, doesn't it? Do we want that in the doorway? Maybe. Right, so tiles in here. So I'm going for a green colour scheme for the sort of elf or Santa helper room. Could go for the Greaser green small marble, or we could go for the hexagonal hexangle. How about the big turquoise hexangle? Oh yes, I like that. That's a lovely green. Actually, I think we do want to put that in the doorway. Yeah, I like that for the base of the floor. Right, now we have to start thinking about walls. So we want tiles and feature walls and paint, and what would we want to put on the wall here? I don't think I want to go just plain green. I think it might be too overpowering. How about the mosaic's blue, because it's got green aqua in it, isn't it? So I definitely want that on the wall where the sink is, and maybe also where the bath will go. We'll put it where the sink will go first and see if we like that, and if it's not too overpowering I might also put it on the wall with the bath, and if it's too much I'll only put it on the one wall where the sinks are. And then we're going to want to paint for the either 2 or 3 walls in this bathroom area. Would the lime be too bright? How about the spoon green, because that's a little bit paler, so it kind of add a little bit of a lighter texture. I'm not sure that that's a great match for our colours here. I think we'll try it though and see, because I kind of want to bring in a little bit of a lighter feel to the walls. And do this, I don't think spring green, I think the spring green might be just that little bit too much in bigger areas. Do we want a pale green or a dark green? I feel like I should have a little bit darker than that, but not really dark. How about the dark lime? How bright would that be? Lime sounds like it should be very bright, but that looks like it's a little bit duller, doesn't it? I think that might go for the closet and the main room. I think we might need more than one pot. And then we're going to need a feature wall with a nice wallpaper to add a little bit more texture and pattern and something a little bit more to the room. The pistachio one might work, but I'm not sold on it. Chain bloom, that might be good. How about darker green, so that we've got a darker colour, and we'll put that on that one wall, and then we'll put the lime on the other three and into the closet. I think that could work. I think we've got a colour scheme for that room. So for the hallway, you know, I'm tempted to bring the emerald chain bloom out into here again, but I think we should go for different colours as much as we can in all the different rooms, so that we can explore this red and green colour scheme, and that way we can see what does and doesn't work. So I might go for something a little bit out there here. I might go for that red gradient wallpaper on the two end walls, so it's not too much, but that might really not look good with our colour scheme. But let's test it out so that we can experiment with things that are a little bit more out there. And then on the two long walls, I think we want to go for a nice solid darker red colour for paint. So let's see, what shall we try? How about the red tango? That's a solid dark red, but it's not the darkest there is. I mean, that's a very sort of Victorian traditional red. I think I like that idea. The room might actually look better with that on all four walls, but I want to try that gradient wallpaper to just add a bit of something different. Now for the office space, again we're going to want a feature wall. I want one of these nice old style damask wallpapers. Ooh, do we do for the main red and with a little bit of black? I think we might go for the mainly red with a tiny bit of black for the pattern, and I think we'll make that wall our feature wall, so 2 stacks might be enough. And then we want to paint on the other walls. So we went for the red tango on the landing, so let's try the hot brick in here. It's slightly paler, but it's still quite a dark sort of Victorian style traditional red. So I think that's what this colour scheme will go for here. So let's start painting. And voila! I really, really like what we've got for this office space. And I'm really glad I kept the fire, because I think that really fits with the colour scheme that we've got here. It's kind of got a grand Victorian feel to it. And I really like the dark red on the two long walls here for the hallway. And again, I'm still not sure about that gradient wallpaper. It does add a little bit of extra texture, but I'm not sure I like it. But I'm going to leave it anyway as we are. This room I think is maybe a bit too bright and green, and I probably wouldn't keep that. If this had been my house, I'd have got rid of some of it. Do really like that chain bloom dark green on the wall there. I think I would not want to keep the carpet, and I'd probably make the green a darker colour. But it is very bright and cheerful if you love lots and lots of colour. And I did decide that 2 walls of the tiling here in the bathroom works much better, and that also manages to knock the pale green colour back a bit. Oops, missed one. I think we've still got the right colour on the roller. Yeah, that's great. Good. I didn't have to buy her a new pot. But yeah, I think just the 2 small walls there on the brighter green made that work in the bathroom. And I forgot to put colours in Santa's room. Oh, and for the downstairs, I grabbed this dark paint that we've got upstairs and took that down there so that the upstairs and the downstairs for the stairs are going to match. So for this room we need to decide a colour scheme. We put flooring down in the bathroom, but we forgot to pick the paints and tiles and things for this one. So I think kind of like the idea of the terracotta. Also, let's see if there's anything further down. I think there's only one stack of reddish quite far down, isn't there? Ooh! Furint speckled red marble. Well, that's quite interesting. That could be nice. If we just put it on one wall, maybe where the sink is. Let's test that out and see if the colour... Oh yeah, I like that. It would overpower if you put it on more than one wall, I think, because of all the texture on it, but I quite like that for one wall. And then we're going to want to paint on the other walls, I think. How bright do we want to go? Tempted to go for the alizarin red, actually, because it's kind of a brighter, but it's a more muted bright, if you see what I mean. It's kind of knocked back a little bit. It looks like it's bright, but it's kind of a duller, matter finish to it, so it looks a little bit less bright red, if you see what I mean. And then we might bring that also into the closet space, if we've got some left after the bathroom. And then we'll want a nice... I think I like these nice textured wallpapers for the scheme we've got here. How about the flock one in the red? So do we do... I think we'll do it with the red, mainly red background, probably. In the brighter or darker? Darker. So we'll go for the all red in the darker shade, and I think we'll make the wall where the door is our feature wall for our wallpaper. 2 stacks should be enough, I think. And then what reds have we not used yet? So we want paint. We want red that we haven't used yet, and I think we want a really, really dark one. Maybe the one that I don't like the name of, because it doesn't look like what they've called it, and I don't like that name. Yeah, so that one. It's the darkest red that there is in the entire list, and we'll pop that on the other 3 walls. Let's paint. And here it is. I like that. I think that's worked out really well. So we've brought the red from the bathroom. Really like that texture of that granite. Nice bright red. Make cheerful mornings. I brought that red into the closet space. It looks a bit overpowering, but once we put units and things inside, it's going to hide most of the walls. And then I really, really like this. It's quite a restful colour, actually. And again, it's kind of got that Victorian vibe, hasn't it? So if we can now move downstairs, we've brought the red from the landing here down here as well to paint. I think we're just going to paint everything in this entrance hall. So this will be the kitchen. Maybe we want this to be a little bit lighter. Maybe we can go for more of a terracotta-y feel on the walls, maybe? Maybe we'd make the kitchen area in this corner, because this is where it was originally, but I think it makes the most sense to put it across here as well. I think 3 will be enough. We can always get more later. Right, and might need more, actually. And then paint. I'm tempted to go for the Indian rose, but it doesn't really match our Christmas colour scheme, does it? It would look really nice with the terracotta, but it doesn't really match the Christmas scheme. What shall we use? Should we go for the contrast and put a green on the other walls this time? And which colour? I find it hard to pick the greens, because I think there's an awful lot of really, really bright. not a lot of variation in the dark. Ooh, is pistachio too bright? It's a really nice green colour. Would that work with the terracotta? I think we're going to try it. So we've got the terracotta tiles and then the pistachio for the wall. Oh, I didn't do floors. Okay. So if we've gone for terracotta, we kind of... again, I'd be tempted to go for the travertine tiles, but... all the coater, so we've kind of got a creamy colour, but because we're going for the Christmas thing, you could go for the terracotta tiles to make it all terracotta-y, but I don't think so. I think that might be too much, so... but I do kind of want that stone terracotta kind of feel. Ooh, how about the tea light coloured tiles, because that's got some really nice texture in it as well. It's not quite into our red and green colour scheme for our... oops, I didn't drag that quite right. It doesn't really quite match our red and green colour scheme for our Santa house, but I think it's a really nice texture for a floor in the kitchen, and because we've gone for the terracotta, I think that will match quite nicely. I really like that texture. It's kind of wooden tile all mixed in, kind of old world. Kind of gone a little bit for that sort of old style, haven't we? The like Victorian colour schemes and things for where Santa kind of was the most earliest, most popular usage of Santa. So if we use the darker sort of more reddy texture in the whole... oh look, now that matches our colour scheme. So that's the more red version of it, and that matches our colour scheme really nicely, and I really like the paler one for the kitchen. Oh yes, I like that. That is gorgeous. And that really matches our colour scheme. That's definitely Santa-y, isn't it? Oh, I like that. That's a gorgeous tile, actually. Do we want that in the main workshop area as well? I think we might do. And that then will take the flooring into another room as well. So, oh, do we go down the path here into the, like, storage area as well? I think we do. Oh, we missed one. One extra one here. Yeah, oh, I really like that. Oh yeah, that's good. And then we'll want a different tile in the bathroom area, probably right. Keep doing this room because it's changes shape quite a bit in this room, so we kind of have to do it in multiple sections to get all the edges done. Right, and then doorways, so we don't miss anything. We might have to change some of the doorways later when we decide on what doors we're going to use, because some of them show the floor, some don't, so it depends which ones we end up using. And then we've already picked our paint for the hallway. Right, so next we've got what we said we were going to make into like a library area, reading room nook. I think we might want a carpet in here then. Now, what we're going to do, are we going to go with a red tone or a green tone again? I think maybe a different colour in the green. So we go for the sort of foresty green. Yes, that's a little bit of a darker colour green, isn't it? To what we used upstairs. And then we've got the different shapes here. Let's fill in all the little gaps. There we go, lovely, quite like that. Right, oh, another gap there. Didn't realise this room had so many little tiny changes of angle either. And then this is going to be the main light, living room area, relaxing area. So we'll go for a different, the opera room green here. So it's a slight variation on the green. This one you can see the texture more looks. That's a little bit brighter than what we've put in the reading room nook. But they're not as bright as the one we put upstairs. I like that because that's quite a big expanse. That brighter green that we used in the bedroom upstairs wouldn't have worked in this room. Then for the access to the back door we're going to... oh, should we use the terracotta version of the tile again? For like entrances to the house, we have the older, slightly more worn looking, faded texture look. Yeah, I like that. Alright, so we're going to paint this room. Quite small, we're going to put some wardrobes in for like cloakroom style. Again, I kind of like the idea of the light air scene or the Indian rose for this room, but again it doesn't match our colour scheme. I'm tempted to go for like a snowy room, so maybe we can do like a snowy forest. I don't think that will work in this entrance hall though, would it? Maybe we could find, you know, there's like those leaf wallpapers. If we could put something like that on one of the alternate walls. I don't think there's anything that looks like conifers though. I think it's all jungle, isn't it? It might be worth a try though, yeah. So it's wallpaper jungle, and so there's a light and a dark. I don't think there's anything else that's textured like a jungle, is it? I suppose you could go for the flowery ones, but I kind of think that jungly texture, even the bamboo maybe would work. But no, it's I really, ooh, if only those leaf wallpapers there was like a more of a more European or conifer type wood for it, that would be really cool, wouldn't it? Do you know what, I'm going to use the jungle leaf and white to kind of make a snowy forest theme. It might not turn out so it looks really like our winter scene, but you can see, you get the idea of what I'm thinking as we go through. So what we're going to put in is like the cloakroom entrance area. I think maybe I'm tempted to go for red again. Just trying to think what colours we've not used. We could use green. We're doing quite a bit of green around in this section, aren't we? Which colour? Yeah, I'm struggling now with colours. How about we just go for bright red? We haven't used that. Because it's only a tiny room and we're going to put wardrobes in as well, so I think that would work. We've not done this library area, have we? Put the flooring in, but no. So we've got quite a lot of green downstairs now. Should we go for red walls? Dark red in the Allison, or do we use the more black version? Yeah, it's got to be red in it, hasn't it? How about we use the black as the main colour in the background, and we make that the wall where the fireplace is. And then for the other three walls, what have we not used yet? Have we used the dark line? I don't know. Did we use that already? I'm not sure it matches what we've got in here though either. We haven't used the sea depths one, have we? That's a dark. Oh, that might be nice. So the sea depths green. So we're using like a bit of green and a bit of red in this room, so we're using that as a contrast. So I think we've picked colour schemes for most of the rooms now. So I'm tempted to use wood panelling here, because this is kind of the big feature traditional room, and we're going to turn it into the workshop, so it should look quite magnificent and a little bit of the old world feel to it. Maybe we can bring red and green into here as well. So the Beowulf light brown low panels, we're going to go with a green and a red version of it. So it's the Beowulf light brown low panel. We're going to use heavy green. Yeah, heavy green for the short walls. So if I put 2 there and 2 there, that might not need quite that many. Don't think there's particularly windows on those walls. And then again, we want to match with the Beowulf light brown low panel for the red. There's the red one. And we want quite a dark colour, so hot brick or red tango, I think, am I? Maybe eosine. Hot brick. I think hot brick for the 2 long walls. I'm not sure how many we'll need of those. Let's put 3 on each for now. Might have to buy more because of the windows for that one. I usually underestimate when there's windows involved. Which leads us into the bathroom and storage room area. Storage room can really be any colour we want, because we're going to put shelves and things along the walls, and we're going to put lots of toys and things in there, so it's going to hide most of the walls. So we could go for a really bright one. Or we could just go for a paler one because it's more hidden. Ooh, how about sea depths? Maybe not. We've got red flooring and it's quite dark again. It's not a huge room. We want it to look bigger than it is, don't we, really? Maybe a pale. We've used the spring grass elsewhere though, haven't we? And the pistachio. Ooh. Getting hard now to pick colours because I'm really trying not to use things we've already used. I think we'll just use the spring grass because a paler colour will just make that look bigger. Although we're using it as a storage room, it's not really a very big storage room for Santa. He'd need a much bigger like warehouse storage, wouldn't he? Right, so for the floor in our little bathroom area, we'll use this mosaic blue tile that we used on the wall upstairs. It's quite a busy tile, but it's only a small amount of flooring, isn't it? Definitely don't want to use that busy tile on the wall as well though. Do we do a feature wall? I think we probably do. What sort of colour should we use though for that? How about the hexagonal small turquoise tiles, those little hexagonals? And then the other three, do I use the same green as we had in the storage room maybe? And here we are back. So our spring grass colour is quite bright, but it's, like I said, it's a small room, so it needs to look bigger than it actually is, and I think it does look a little bit bigger now. It's a paler colour, and I did bring that colour into the little passageway and into the small toilet sink area. And then we've got our green and red wood panel walls here. Again, quite a traditional feel to much of the paintwork that we've added inside the house here. I really like that actually. I like those two colours together, I think they work well. And then we tried our winter forest, though the jungle leaves are not quite the texture I would have liked for a Santa theme, but I do like the idea of having the snowy tree landscape in the room. That's a little bit bright, the bright red here, but like I said, we're going to hide it with wardrobes and things, so I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I really like this room. I think it's one of my favourites. I really like everything about that room. The floor, the walls, everything looks good. And here we've tried to use the red and the green combined, and I think it's worked out really well actually. I like the dark colour of the sort of flock style wallpaper there. And it's a big contrast to the main living room area just behind us, where we've got the sort of snowy winter wonderland theme. And it's really nice with that big window for lighting for sitting and reading and stuff. So I think the house is pretty much ready now for furniture, which we can start doing in the next episode. There's our grand entranceway. Looks very grand, quite opulent. Main door's going to go in here. Big Christmas tree I think in this area. Leads into the workshop again there. And then the kitchen, so that's the final bit. So everything's now set up, ready to start adding furniture. And like I said, we've tried some brave colour combinations in here, just things that you probably wouldn't normally try, just to stick to our colour scheme, and I think most of it's actually worked out quite well. There are a few small changes I might consider here and there, but I think in general it's worked out really well for us. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. From SoftKitty99, goodbye and happy gaming!